Unit 4, linear absolute value functions, question number 3. So question number 3 wants to compare key features of a linear function represented graphically. So it says describe the relationship between the slope, the y-intercept, and the rate of and the range. Okay. So slope, y-intercept, and range. Okay. So to find your slope, so we're going to find slope first. So slope, we're going to use the formula for slope. Okay. So the first thing we're going to find is slope. Okay, so the formula for slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So to find my points, guys, I'm going to select the solid point, which has a coordinate 3, 0, and this point, which is a coordinate 6 and 4. Because this is my leftmost point, that would be my first point, x1, y1. Because it's my second point, or my rightmost point, that would be my x2, y2. So I substitute my y2 right here, so that would be 4. Then I substitute my y1, which would be 0, my x2, which would be 6, my x1, which would be 3. 4 minus 0 is 4. 6 minus 3 is 3. Can you divide 4 by 3? No, you cannot. Alright, so here we have our slope of 4 over 3. Okay, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to also find the slope for this line right here. So I'm going to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So my fraction, my minus sign in between. So my point, this left point would be 2, negative 3. Furthest right point would be 6, 5. So then this is my first point, so x1, y1. This is x2, y2. y2 is 5. y1 is negative 3. x2 is 6. x1 is 2. So here we have negative side, negative turns into a positive. 8 plus 3 is, or 5 plus 3 is 8. 4 minus 2 is 4. Alright, so 8 divided by 4 is 2. Or not 4 minus 2. 4 divided by 8 divided by 4 is 2. Okay? So then now we're going to identify the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is easy to identify, especially when you have a graph. Okay? So the y-intercept is where it intercepts the y-axis. So here it intercepts the y-axis not just at negative 4, it's a coordinate 0, negative 4. Okay, so again, it's a coordinate 0, negative 4. The same way here, the y-intercept is not just negative 7. Okay, so again, it's not just negative 7. It would be 0, negative 7. 0 for the x, negative 7 for the y. So then now we're going to identify the range. Okay, so you remember from the previous question that the range are your y values as you look from the bottom to the top. Because there's an arrow at the bottom and an arrow at the top, here it's starting furthest all the way down to the negative, the most negative number, negative infinity, and it's going to positive infinity. Okay, so here the same way for the range. Start from the most bottom number, negative infinity, going to the most top number, infinity. Okay, so again, guys, now we're going to compare them. So here the ranges are equal, they're the same. Here, negative 4 is bigger than negative 7, so this is a bigger y-intercept. And here, 4 over 3 is smaller than 2, okay, so it has a bigger slope. Okay, so I gotta remember the face that I'll get a face is what's bigger. So let's try the next one to the bottom of it, okay. So the next one, we're trying to describe the relationship between the slope, y-intercept, and range, okay. So, slope, range, y-intercept. Okay, so those are the things I'm trying to identify. Okay, so I'm going to do the one that takes the longest, which is slope. Okay, so to identify my slope, I need to try to use the formula for slope, and the formula for slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So my furthest points, or my 2 points are, for the x it will be negative 6, negative 2. For the next one it will be negative 3, negative 4. Okay, so my x1, y1, x2, y2. So I make my fraction, minus sign in between. Y2 is negative 4, or negative 4. My y1 is negative 2. My x2 is negative 3, my x1 is negative 6. Here we have negative sign, negative turns into a positive. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. Negative negative makes a positive. Negative 3 plus 6 is 3. I can't divide negative 2 by 3, so it stays as negative 2 over 3. Okay. My y-intercept, or where I intercepted the y-axis, will be right here when the y value is negative 6. So it will be a coordinate 0, negative 6. And then here we see arrows at the top and at the bottom, so it will be negative infinity to positive infinity with parentheses, not brackets. Okay. So now we're going to find the rate of change of here. So we have y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Most of you guys should realize that it's a vertical line. Okay. So vertical lines, specifically a vertical line at x equal negative 7. Okay, so vertical line has no definite slope because it's not changing in any way, or it's saying that's a constant slope. But you can try to find what the value is by plugging in the numbers as we do before. So this has a coordinate negative 7, negative 4. This has a coordinate negative 7, positive 7. So this is your x1, y1, x2, y2. So 7 minus negative 4. And then negative 7, negative 7. Okay, negative negative makes a positive, so negative positive 7 plus 4 is 11. A negative and a negative makes a positive. Negative 7 plus 7 is 0. Anything divided by 0 is undefined. Okay, so here we have no slope, and then here it doesn't cross the y-axis anywhere, so this has no y-intercept. But it does have a range because it has all the way at the bottom an arrow, negative infinity, to all the way at the top, positive infinity. So it does have a range, negative infinity to positive infinity. Okay, so then now let's try the next one. Oh no, sorry, let's compare them. So they have equal ranges. The y-intercept we can't talk about it, and same for the slope we can't talk about it because they don't. This doesn't have a y-intercept nor a slope. All right, so let's do the next one, the question number 3. So the question number 3, again, we're identifying those key things. Identifying the range, y-intercept, and then slope. Okay. So in this case, we're going to need the formula for slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. My points are, this will be 0, 7, and then this will be 5, 3, x1, y1, x2, y2. So my y2 will be 3, my y1 will be 7, my x2 is 5, and my x1 is 0. So 3 minus 7 is negative 4. 5 minus 0 is 5. You can't divide negative 4 by 5. That's your slope. The y-intercept looks right like it's right here. Okay, so that would be a coordinate 0, 7, and then there's arrows at the end of these, so it's negative infinity to positive infinity. Okay, so then here the slope, here we're given a diagonal line. So a diagonal line looks like this. Okay, with 2 arrows at the end, and this equation also is in the form y equal mx plus b, where m is the slope, okay, and b is the y-intercept. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and identify what my slope is. So my slope is 3 over 2. My y-intercept is 0, 7, not just 7, 0, 7, okay? And in my range, it's a diagonal line, so it'll be negative infinity to positive infinity because there's arrows at the end of my diagonal lines, okay? So here they have equal ranges, equal y-intercept, and 3 over 2 is bigger than negative 4 over 5 because this is 1.5, this is a decimal, and this is a positive number, this is a negative number, so this is bigger, okay? So now let's do the last one, guys. So the last one, again, we're going to identify those 3 things: the range, the y-intercept, the slope. Okay, so y-intercept, slope. So So our formula for slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so I'm looking for the coordinates. So this is the first coordinate I have, 3, 0. It's the second coordinate I have, that's 6 and 4. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So fraction minus sign, my y2 is 4, my y1 is 0, x2 is 6, my x1 is 3. 4 minus 0 is 4, 6 minus 3 is 3. Alright, so then my y-intercept seems like it's at right here. So my y-intercept looks like it's at negative 4. So it'll be a coordinate 0, negative 4. And then these have arrows at the end, so it's negative infinity to positive infinity. Because if the graph got bigger and bigger, it would be going on and on forever. Here we have a horizontal line, okay? And again, we know it's horizontal because it says y is equal to a number. So here, so this is what the horizontal line will look like. Okay, so you should know that horizontal line has no relative slope, so it has no slope or no rate. Okay, but you can always try. Oh, well, you can't test it, so it has no slope, because it's not changed, it's not going up or down. Okay, the y-intercept would be, so again, that line would essentially look like this. Alright, so again, here's where the y-intercept would be. So the y-intercept would be at negative 2, because that's what the graph would look like. So it would be 0, negative 2, and the range would actually be the same thing, because it's not going up or down. The range would just be y equal negative 2. Okay, so we're going to compare them. So here we can't really compare them, but if anything, yeah, we can't really compare them. Here, this has a bigger y-intercept because negative 2 is bigger than negative 4. Okay, and then here we can't compare them. Okay, so again, guys, just like that.